This might not look like the type of driving environment you'd conjure up if you knew you'd be driving a Lamborghini. The roads, narrow. The corners, various. Some tightening, some opening, but a lot of them are blind. And the surface, mostly clear with a chance of rocks and sand. But we did bring a Lamborghini here. Meet the new Huracan Evo. Before we go any further, it's important to talk about how we got to the Huracan Evo. In 2014, Lamborghini introduced the Huracan to replace the long-lived Gallardo, which was around for about 10 years. But in the time that the Huracan was out, Ferrari had the 458, McLaren had the 570S and the 650S and even the 720. Then all those cars were starting to make the Lamborghini look a little tame. So Lamborghini kicked it up a little bit with the Performante. That added more horsepower and pretty trick aero. And it turned out it was a more engaging drive. But Lamborghini had to worry about other cars like the 911 GT3 and the GT2 RS. Even the Mercedes-Benz AMG GTR, all of those offer similar speed and thrills without eating into too much of your trust fund. So here is the Huracan Evo. This utilizes a 5.2-liter 10-cylinder engine that revs out to 8,500 RPM, and it makes 640 horsepower. And that horsepower is organic, all-natural, artisanal horsepower. No turbos, no electric assist. All that power is routed through a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission and is parsed out through all 4 wheels. It utilizes 4-wheel steering, it has a mechanical limited slip in the back, and it has magneto-rheological shocks. So is the Lamborghini Huracan just a leathered up track car for the automotive sadist? That's what we're here to find out. So, 2 things I'm really excited about. 1, I'm in a Lamborghini. That's cool. You should always be excited when you're in a Lamborghini. 2, it's really nice in here. The ride is compliant. There's not a lot of tire noise. The exhaust noise is subdued. So all of this lack of commotion is brought to you by the Strada drive mode, which is the normal mode. And if you just want to run some errands in your Lamborghini, this is the mode that you would probably use. You just pop out to the supermarket, not alert to the media. It's great. I can't believe this is a Lamborghini. It's just so comfortable and sane. Of course, if you buy a Lamborghini, you would probably love to put it in Sport or Corsa and rip around and run your errands that way. No shame in that. The weight of the steering is really nice. It's light. It actually feels almost a little bit too light at first, but you just kind of get used to it after a while, and it just makes the car that much more effortless to drive around, even at low to medium speeds. I actually really like these seats too. There are 3 choices of seats. These are the regular seats. There's a sport seat and there's a race seat. I'm about 6 feet tall, and I kind of wish this seat went down about a half an inch more, maybe up to an inch more. But you could buy the sport seats and have that. The race seats are carbon fiber, so if you have a spine that's made out of titanium, you might be able to get comfortable in those. That would not be my pick. There are a few other things that make this Huracan so comfortable and easy to live with Monday through Friday. The AC cools the cabin, the heated seats work really quickly. The heater controls it. There's just enough airflow. I don't want anything else out of it. Something else I like about this car is this new 8.4-inch touchscreen. You can control audio through there, pair your phone, see telemetry. It works about as well as it should in a Lamborghini. It's clear and easy to read. The response times can be a bit sluggish every so often, but the only real gripe I have is that the volume control is a little bit hard to pull up. You gotta actually look for it on the screen and press a button, then wait for it to come up, and then after you adjust the volume, it vanishes. So there's no hard knob or anything like that. It's a minor quibble. Another surprise about being inside the Huracan is that you can see outside of it fairly well. I'm not gonna say visibility is excellent, but it is pretty good in a forward and sideways direction. It's a comfortable car to drive on the freeway when you're in traffic. You can parallel park the car without freaking out. Only behind you is it a little bit iffy. Also, looking out of the driver's side mirror, all I see is intake. I don't care. It's a Lamborghini. You're supposed to see intake. To put visibility in perspective, it is better than you would find in a Camaro, should you be cross-shopping those two vehicles. So when you switch from Strada to Sport, you can hear the exhaust gets a little bit louder, throttle's a little bit more responsive, and the suspension firms up. The stability control is allowed to behave in weird ways and let the car kind of slide around a little bit more, and you feel a little bit more understeer, but then you feel oversteer. And Lamborghini has set this up on purpose so that Sport makes the driver feel like they're going pretty quickly and having a good time, even though it's not the fastest way to drive the car. So basically it's a mode for people that think they know how to drive, but don't really know how to drive, even though they're fully aware of that. And now for something completely different. Corsa mode. Now it's driving like a Lamborghini. You get more throttle response, you get more noise, and you get more speed. A lot more speed. Stability control quits trying to make you feel fast and just helps you go fast. And this car goes, oh, Jesus, fast. Oh, goodness. So we took this car to a test track. Hang on a second. There, let's put that back in Strada so you can hear me. We took this car to our test track, and if you didn't know, we actually have a test track. We test over 200 vehicles a year. And this car hauls ass. Zero to 60 time, quarter mile times, totally bonkers. Probably the fastest car we've ever tested, if not the second fastest, but I haven't looked at everything. Braking, similarly impressive. Although probably limited by the tires. These are Pirelli P0 Corsas, and they're the mid-range tire that Lamborghini offers on this car. If you want all the performance, you would get the optional Trofeo tire. I think you should. I think if you've already bought a Lamborghini, you should get all of the Lamborghini out of the Lamborghini that you can get. Buy the Trofeo tires. Handling and skid pad. Impressive. But not just for the raw number. How it drove around the skid pad blew me away. The entry speed is just so much higher than I'm used to. And it was positionable with the throttle, it was positionable with the steering, and you could feel the all-wheel drive system kind of pushing and pulling power around, but so subtly that you just wound up going faster. All those systems are so transparent. I've said it before, but I am amazed with modern engines, but I'm also amazed with modern transmissions. This is a 7-speed dual clutch automatic, and its shifts are almost imperceptible when you're driving in Strada. You could leave it in automatic mode, fully automatic mode, and you would be hard pressed to know what car you were in if you had your eyes closed. The Huracan Evo also benefits from a fairly sophisticated all-wheel drive system, just as much as it benefits from four-wheel steering. Now, that has its benefits in town, making U-turns or tight turns in parking lots are a total breeze in this car. But when you're on a twisty road, especially one with tight corners, having four-wheel steering almost effectively shrinks your wheelbase. It's like you're driving a car that's a foot shorter. It helps the Huracan feel more nimble and lighter than it really is. All right, so what makes this car so fast? Well, other than those horses in the back, this car is bristling with sensors, and they measure pitch and yaw, roll, longitudinal, lateral acceleration, vertical acceleration. And those sensors combined with this new ECU really lead to kind of a predictive performance algorithm. So you can kind of tell what you want based on where your steering angle is, where your throttle pedal is, your brake pedal, all that stuff. It just knows. And because it just knows, you go faster. Science. Now, Lamborghini has some very Italian names for these pieces of software. Very Italian, like super Italian. My Italian is terrible, and I am not going to pronounce them or even attempt to, because I think I might make the Pope cry. So we've put them right down here on the bottom, and you can practice them on your own. Now, the modern supercar owner is right to want a little bit of practicality for their money. Lamborghini has put a frunk in the car. You can take a bag about this size, throw it in, and go for a drive. It's also 2020. The modern supercar owner is concerned about fuel economy. No, they're not. Nobody's concerned about fuel economy with this car, and you shouldn't be either. The Huracan Evo is not just some leathered up track special. It really is a livable supercar. You can drive to work in it, and then you can come out here and just obliterate everything. The way that I'm driving this Huracan now on this road is something I would have never attempted in the Aventador. This car is more nimble, more friendly, just as fast. Oh my God. It boggles the mind how quickly you can push this Lamborghini almost straight away. It's something that the original Huracan just lacked. They've fixed it. This car is really something else. I have to admit, I expected the Huracan to be kind of in that vein of Lambo-ness, of just big and powerful, and you can't see out of it, and it only wants to run flat out. And if you can't run flat out while you're smoking a cigarette with the top 4 buttons of your shirt open, then you probably shouldn't be in the Lamborghini. I'm wrong. This car is civilized and respectable. It is a modern fast car. Good Lord. I'm sold. That's it. Oh wait, I can't afford one. Crap. For more videos like this, hit subscribe. Follow us on social.